rebounds, shot 35% from long range. The small forward is Devin Daniels, 6'5" redshirt junior, Battle Creek, Michigan, 9.3 points, 4.4 rebounds. Manny Bates is the post player, 6'11" redshirt freshman who sat out last year, and Jericho Hevels is a power forward, 6'7", 205, and a sophomore. Kellen Milliner, Bill Covington, and Lee Cassell are the officials. Pack wins the opening tip. And against the man-to-man defense, will attack the goal to our left. Here's Helms, left elbow, shoots over Caver, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Johnny Hughes. Hughes up the floor to Michael Brown. Brown to the top of the key, and Hughes, he'll penetrate to the basket, shoots a runner off the rim, tipped up and no by Hughes, who gets his own rebound, dives onto the floor. Actually, he crashed onto the floor on his backside, but apparently the back of his body hit the baseline. It's a turnover, and the Pack will get the basketball against a pressure defense by Mount Olive. Looks like man pressure. Here's Johnson bringing it up the floor. They don't double him. He crosses the timeline with Michael Brown on him. High screen set. Johnson throws right-hand corner to Helms, dumps it down low. The pass was intended for Manny Bates and is picked off by Brown. His headman pass re-stolen by Helms, coming the other way from right to left. Helms at the free throw line, loses balance, gives it out to Daniels, shoots and hits. A jumper from inside the arc right wing, and Devin Daniels has the Pack's first 2 points. 2-0 State. We played 1 minute of the first half. Here's Michael Brown, Conference Carolina's freshman of the year last year. Away to Hughes, top of the key. He drives on Johnson toward the right baseline. Now pulls it out behind the arc, maintains the dribble, gives it up to Brown. Brown drives right baseline, cross-court skip pass into the corner, knocked away, deflected, stolen away by C.J. Bryce. Here's Bryce down the right sideline for State. Bryce into the front court. Now to Helms, side of the lane, back to Bryce. The Pack will set up his offense against the man defense. Here's Bryce driving, shoots a runner, glass no good from right of the lane. And a foul is going to be called on Jonathan Mebane of Mount Olive. First foul of the ball game.
C.J. Bryce, so valuable and versatile, and we saw it right there after the steal on the backcourt. He's able to bring the ball up the floor in transition. Good handler of the basketball. At times last year he was actually forced to play some point guard. So just an incredibly versatile player. The more guys that you have that do have that ability to bring the ball up the floor in transition, it makes you even that much more lethal.
Bryce made the first free throw, 76% last year from the line, so he's pretty good there. And here's his second toss. It's up and good. So the Pack with an early 4-0 lead, a minute and a half into the first half. A little bit of pressure now by State. Here's Brown getting the outlet pass across the timeline into a double team. Strip stolen away by Helms. Headman pass to Johnson. Johnson to the rack. One-hand jam.
State already active on defense. 3 turnovers early. Did a good job, although Mount Olive got the ball in the middle of the floor against the trapping pressure. Helms was able to swipe the ball away.
Michael Brown against pressure. Tries to throw it on the wing. Intended for Cameron Robinson. He can't control it. It's off his hands in front of the scorer's table, and that's the 4th early turnover here against Mount Olive. Helms triggers it into Markel Johnson, the second-team preseason All-ACC selection. Will drive off a Bates screen to the top of the key, throws, lobs for Bates, layup good.
Beautiful job on the pick and roll. And we saw yesterday in practice, Markel Johnson wants to get him involved and get him some touches in the post.
Here's a steal in the backcourt. Helms stripped it away from Mebane, and then Mebane trying to get the ball back, and we've got another Mount Olive foul. And I believe it's going to go against Mebane. That'll be the second from Mount Olive. Mebane checks out with 2 quick fouls. And into the ball game is Darius Spragley out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, 6'3" junior, returning starter from last year, but coming off the bench today. 8-0 Wolfpack, 17:53 to go in the first half. Johnson will trigger it in, sideline left with Brown on him. Daniels pops out between the rings off a screen by Bates. Will drive right to the lane. Now he's stopped and lost the ball. It's loose, and he has to wait for Bryce to come over and pick it up. He grabs it near the right sideline with 18 to shoot. Bryce against the man defense. They double Bryce, kicks it to Helms. 3 on the way, right wing, good. Jericho Helms with the first 3. Here's a baseball pass up the floor to Robinson. His layup shot blocked away by Manny Bates.
And that's what we were talking about in the pregame show. Even if you beat the pressure, doesn't mean you're going to beat Manny Bates at the basket. He did a good job of sprinting back, returning to the back end of the defense, and swatted that one away.
Brown's inbound pass to Robinson, picked off by Helms to Johnson. Down the floor to Daniels. Fast break layup good. And timeout called by Joey Higginbotham of Mount Olive as the Pack is blitzing the Trojans 13-0 here with 7:21 to play in the first half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Boy, NC State's defense, especially Jericho Helms, early in this ball game, creating a lot of problems for Mount Olive. Mount Olive wants to play fast, and that plays right in NC State's hands. Then you add to the fact that the Pack is able to convert on offense on a regular basis. Well, that's been kind of a recipe for disaster for Mount Olive. It seems like NC State comes down, scores, then able to recycle its press. Pack has made 3 of 4 from the field early, got to the foul line, made 2 free throws. Then after 2 free throws, you set up your pressure, and Mount Olive has just not been able to handle the size nor the speed of NC State. Again, Jericho Helms is all over the place defensively. He's been right in the middle of 2 or 3 of those turnovers.
No change personnel-wise for either team coming out of the timeout. It'll be Caver to trigger it in on the baseline against pressure. Helms face guarding him. He can run the baseline, and his pass inbounds is stolen away by Daniels in the right corner. Daniels will now move it out onto the wing with Brown on him, a smaller player. Daniels throws back left wing to Helms, fakes, pulls up, jump shot in the air. It is no good from the left side, and the rebound is pulled down by Johnny Hughes. Hughes up the floor to Michael Brown. Brown now gives it away to Robinson, to Brown, deep left. Brown drives into the lane, hangs, fires a runner, got it. Michael Brown, who averaged 10.2 points a game last year, was Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Year, puts Mount Olive on the scoreboard. It's 13-2. Stay with the ball in the lead, 16:50 to go in the first half of this lone public exhibition game of the season for the Pack. Helms in the right corner. Helms backs in, side of the lane, lobs inside for Bates, and he got it to go. Manny Bates with a second inside basket on a lob, and it's 15-2 Wolfpack. Here's Brown into the front court, gives it away to Hughes. Left side to Robinson, open, pulls the trigger for 3, misses, and the rebound. Nice block out there by C.J. Bryce. Took it away from Caver and brings it up the floor for State from right to left. Here's Bryce driving, shoots a runner in the lane, missed it. And the rebound pulled down by Hughes, and a whistle blows, and traveling on Hughes. Another turnover for Mount Olive. Tony, you got the stat monitor in front of you. How many is that?
I think you're having a hard time keeping up with
at least
all,
5.
But, yes, 6 right now for Mount Olive, and NC State already has scored 11 points off of those 6 turnovers. So 11 of the 15 points coming after turnovers.
Daniel, Helms, and Bates out. We've got 3 new players in for State. Braxton Beverly, Pat Andre, who gets the inbounds pass from Johnson, and Johnson now has it knocked away in front of the Mount Olive bench. Danny Dixon, a 6'10 grad transfer. Andre's a grad transfer at about 6'8. And everybody knows that Beverly is an outside shooter for State. Bryce gets the inbounds pass for State. Man-to-man defense by Mount Olive. 16 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Johnson off a Dixon screen. He will shoot a 3 straight on. He got it.
Yeah, they went underneath that ball screen. You cannot do that to Markel Johnson. He's just too good of a shooter.
Here's Brad coming the other way now for Mount Olive. Pack leads 18-2. 15:50 to go, and the clock moving here in the first half. Brown gives it up left wing to Jeremiah Pfeiffer, a new player in the game for Mount Olive. Now down low to Hughes. Hughes kicks it in the corner, and then outside to Pfeiffer for 3. He buries it from the right side as Johnson got there late. Jeremiah Pfeiffer, 6'3 JUCO transfer from Guilford Tech Community College, shot 43% from the arc in 27 games there last year. 18-5, State with the ball in the lead. Here's Beverly with it. 15:20 to play in the half. Beverly left wing off a Danny Dixon screen. Now he'll drive toward the timeline and clears it right wing to Bryce. Bryce drives right of the lane, shoots a runner, glass and good. C.J. Bryce has his first basket, 4 points, 20-5. Wolfpack by 15 at the 15-minute mark of the first half. Here's Brown up the floor, wild pass, but he got it to an open man left wing for a jumper for 3, no good. That was Pfeiffer, and Dixon comes down with a rebound for State. Danny Dixon gives it up to Johnson. Here's Markel flying into the front court. Top of the key, whips it inside to Bryce, layup good. What a pass by Markel Johnson to an open C.J. Bryce on the right block. Mount Olive running, coming the other way from left to right. In traffic. Here's a pass down low to a new face in the game. Darius Spragley tried to drive and put it up in traffic. Missed the shot. And on the rebound, we've got a whistle. And a timeout. Timeout on the floor. 14:32 to play. First half, it's all State here in the Pack's only public exhibition game of the 2019-2020 season. Wolfpack 22, Mount Olive University 5. This is NC State basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Match the excitement of NC State basketball by being a Wolfpack ball kid. Compliments of National Coatings. One lucky kid will be chosen for each home game to work courtside. You can visit gopack.com/National Coatings. Your professional choice for commercial and industrial painting. From offices, hotels, shopping centers, and everything in between, you can depend on the integrity, quality, and experience of National Coatings. Good start for NC State in this exhibition game. The Pack has just overwhelmed Mount Olive here early on. State 9 of 12 from the field, has made both of its three-point attempts. Leads it 22-5, and Mount Olive has just been a turnover machine. 8 turnovers already for Mount Olive, and NC State has capitalized on those turnovers by scoring a bunch. In fact, 14 points after turnovers for NC State. And the Pack blistering early on, scoring, setting up the press, forcing turnovers. C.J. Bryce leads the way early, 6 points. Markel Johnson, 5 points, 3 assists already. Foul on NC State before the timeout, so Mount Olive will inbound underneath.
And that was on Danny Dixon. Alan Threekle, a 5'10 junior, has checked into the game. He'll trigger it in right side, gets it a Pfeiffer right of the lane, fakes Andre in the air, fires a short jumper, missed it, and a rebound pulled down by Devin Daniels for State. It's Daniels, Dixon, Helms, Andre, and Beverly on the floor for the Pack. Here's Daniels with it, top of the key, lobs to an open Beverly left corner, shoots for three, missed it. Dixon with a rebound on the right block. He backs in, left-hand hook up good.
Well, Dixon has rebounded to basketball. Kevin Keats was getting on him yesterday about that, and already he has a defensive board, and they're an offensive rebound and stick back.
Threekle in the backcourt against zone pressure by State. He gives it up to Leland Richardson, who's into the game, a 6'7 JUCO transfer out of Newport News, Virginia. Now left wing, the ball goes to Spragley. Out back to the backup point guard, Threekle. Threekle guarded by Devin Daniels near the timeline straight away. 11 on the shot clock. He drives and has it stripped, gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Now left side, ball goes to Caver. Caver down low, driving inside for a reverse layup is Leland Richardson. Missed the shot, rebound State, pass down the floor to Beverly. Fast break layup good.
Beautiful job by Devin Daniels. Outlet pass, getting that ball immediately to the hands of Beverly, who was ahead of the Pack for the finish.
26-5 is the score. Here's Threekle driving the lane. Runner is up, no good. Danny Dixon with a rebound for State. Midcourt pass to Beverly, sideline left. Beverly long three on the way. Nobody came out to get him. He missed it. And the deep rebound is collected by the Mount Olive Trojans. And up the floor is the rebounder, Pfeiffer. On the right side, gets it to Spragley, drives the lane, and underneath to Richardson. Puts up the shot in traffic, no good, right at the rim. And the rebound deflected out of bounds. I think last touch by State. It'll belong to Mount Olive with 20 to shoot. Dixon checks out of the game, and walk-on A.J. Taylor is in for State, a redshirt sophomore out of Davenport, Iowa, and Southwest Mississippi Community College. 26-5 Wolfpack, 12:58 to go in the first half. Here's the inbounds pass from the left baseline for Mount Olive. It's thrown into the backcourt, and collecting it there is Darius Spragley out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Spragley, right wing pass, almost picked off by Jericho Helms, who already, Tony, has 4 steals in this game.
Man, he's been all over the place. Great anticipation, staying in a defensive stance, really moving his feet, been incredibly aggressive on the defensive end.
Spragley triggers it in, gets it to Pfeiffer behind the arc right wing. He'll bring it out deep right, and Helms strips him, but can't come up with the ball. Now right wing, ball goes to Hughes, back to Spragley for a wild layup shot, no good. And resting with the ball on his backside is Hughes on the rebound. And I think we've got a foul on State. Let's see.
Well, I think he may have called him for a travel.
You're right.
He went down on the floor after he came down with that basketball. So State's going to have it again. Another turnover for Mount Olive.
That's 9 on the Trojans. 26-5 State. 11-12-38 to go in the first half. Here's Daniels bringing it up the left sideline. Banged hard by Michael Brown right in front of Lee Cassell, one of the officials working with Bill Covington and Kellen Milliner. Here's Daniels driving the lane as he curled all the way from the left wing down Broadway. Put it up on the run. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Hughes. Hughes outlet to Michael Brown. Brown brings it up the floor from left to right. Brown driving all the way to the rack. He stops at the post. Now clears it to the foul line. Pfeiffer now has it. He backs up, shoots a three over Andre and hits it. Deep right. That three by Jeremiah Pfeiffer. He's got 2 threes in the game, and it's 26-8. So he's got 6 of Mount Olive's 8 points. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first half. State up 26-8. Here's Daniels for the Wolfpack, driving to the foul line. Left corner, ball goes to Taylor, outside to Helms. Man-to-man defense by Mount Olive. Here's a high screen by Andre. Helms rejects it. Helms pulls up, shoots a straight on three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound there is to Hughes for Mount Olive. Outlet to Brown. Brings it up the left sideline for the Trojans, who trail 26-8. Now right wing to Pfeiffer. Drives, scores, and a foul. Count the basket for Darius Spragley. Spragley gets the bucket. That's his first 2 points of the game, and he'll be going to the line for an and one free throw when we come back. 11:29 to play in the first half. It's all Wolfpack. State by 16, 26-10 over Mount Olive. You're listening to Exhibition Basketball on the Wolfpack Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Join former NC State stars Torrey and Terrence Holt for their annual Holt Brothers Foundation playoff party on January 12th. Proceeds benefit children who have a parent with cancer. Go to HoltBrothersFoundation.com for details. And congratulations to Torrey, who's going to the College Football Foundation Hall of Fame next month. Inductions in New York, or a couple months from now, to be in December. We'll pack up 26-10 in this exhibition game.
Spragley, who was fouled before the timeout, goes to the line for an and one free throw and makes it. A.J. Taylor, the walk-on for the Wolfpack, fouled him. Now the Pack on the inbounds pass. They get it into Markel Johnson. He was trapped in the far left corner and had to call a timeout. He had two Mount Olive Trojans draped on top of him, and nobody came to get the ball for State. 26-11, Wolfpack leads, 11:25 to go in the first half. And already for the Wolfpack, let's see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players play. So everybody except two walk-ons, Chase Graham and Max Farthing, have played so far for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, and Coach Keats told you in the pregame, this is an especially important game for the guys who have never played here in PNC Arena in front of the fans. They've practiced here some here during the preseason, but really never played a real game. And so when you're looking out there with Pat Andre and Manny Bates and Atticus Taylor and Danny Dixon, you know, this is a great experience for them having a chance to play in this one.
Taylor inbounds. He gets it into Johnson against full court pressure. Now back outside to Johnson. Johnson, they try to double him, and he gets rid of the ball down the sideline to Devin Daniels. They work it around the other side of the floor to Helms. Drives the lane, dumps it in underneath for a reverse layup by Pat Andre. His first basket in a Wolfpack uniform, and it's 28-11. Mount Olive comes down the floor the other way. Pfeiffer jacks up a quick three, and Devin Daniels with a rebound for State. Outlet to Johnson. Pulls up, three on the way, right wing, bottom.
Boy, he's just so confident. You're watching him the last few days of practice. He just still has that knack for taking over when he needs to.
Brown drives, top of the key, lobs inside for Caver, but he lost it off his hands on a deflection out of bounds, or did he?
Yes, it should be NC State ball.
And yes, it will be, as Andre will trigger it in. Out of the game, Helms and Taylor. Manny Bates is back in along with C.J. Bryce, who gets the inbounds pass. Bryce works it up the sideline. Now they're going to double Bryce. Cross-court pass to Daniels in the corner to an open Andre for three. He missed it. Rebound is deflected right back to him. He shoots a 15-footer from the left baseline. Can't get it to go. And the rebound pulled down by Hughes. Outlet to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gets it to Spragley, who shoots a jumper for just inside the arc near the left elbow. And he missed the shot. And on the rebound, it's deflected out of bounds.
It's off of Devin Daniels. Looked like he got shoved from behind a little bit, but he went down, and the ball rolled out of bounds. So Mount Olive's going to keep it. Boy, Devin Daniels has really done a nice job getting on the boards. You know, Kevin Keats looking for somebody off that wing to replace Torrin Dorn. So far, Devin Daniels has been a terrific rebounder for State.
Pfeiffer out, Robinson in for Mount Olive. Here's a lob. They threw it to Spragley on the inbounds, but he can't get it to go, and the Pack comes up with the ball. Here's Andre driving to the line, down the lane, throws it up with the right hand off the glass. No, he's fouled. He'll go to the line for two. And the foul is on Johnny Hughes for Mount Olive. That'll be his first. And that'll be team foul number 3 on Mount Olive. The Pack has 2 team fouls so far. 31-11, Pack by 20. I believe that's the State's biggest lead. 10-13 remaining here in the first half. Andre, the transfer, grad transfer out of Lehigh, makes the first free throw. Pat Andre's 6'8", 220, and he can really shoot the three. He shot 42% during his Lehigh career, and 64% of his shots were threes. Second free throw good. 33-11. Mount Olive breaks the press. They get it up ahead to Johnny Hughes. Hughes pulls up left baseline, shoots, blocked by Manny Bates. It's deflected into the hands of Spragley, and he lays it up with the left hand and got it on the stick back. Spragley with 5 of Mount Olive's 13 points. It's 33-13. Packed by 20 with the ball. 9:54 to go in the first half. Here's Johnson across the timeline, guarded by Brown. Bates sets a high screen. And now Johnson will work on Brown. He'll drive him into the lane. Shoots a runner. Partially blocked. Whistle blows. We got a foul, I think, on Brown. And that will be the call. Michael Brown, the Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Year last season, one of 3 returning starters from Mount Olive, picks up his first personal foul, 4th on the team. And they say it was a foul before the shot. Pack inbounds to Andre. They get it down low to Manny Bates. Down the right-hand corner for Johnson. Johnson against Spragley. Rises, fires a jumper for 3. Partially blocked. And Bryce with a rebound. He got the stick back. Back up and good by C.J. Bryce. 35-13 State. Mount Olive against pressure. They break it. Here's Brown down the floor to Spragley. Spragley drives left baseline, and I believe the basketball hit the baseline. Well, we'll see.
Foul on Bates.
Foul on Manny Bates. You're right. That'll be his first. And that'll be the 3rd team foul on the Wolfpack as he tried to strip Spragley on that left baseline drive. Here's Beverly getting off the NC State bench. He'll come in for Devin Daniels. That'll be the only substitution for the Pack. And Mount Olive will trigger it in. Baseline left. They throw it all the way into the backcourt. Going back to the opposite free throw line is Darius Spragley out of Rocky Mount. He'll drive on Beverly all the way into the lane. And Beverly in the last gasp holds on to him. And that holding foul will be the first personal foul on Braxton Beverly, 4th on the team. Beverly beaten on the dribble drive there. And Mount Olive will trigger it in. Baseline left. Looking again, a toss all the way back to near the opposite foul line where Spragley picks it up. He'll bring it back across. Beverly on him, high screen set. Spragley does not use it. Now he uses a screen. His pass on the wing picked off by Johnson. Johnson on a breakaway. Now he's fouled from behind by Michael Brown. That'll be his second, team's 5th.
Well, Manny Bates right there showed us something. A guy really playing his first game at NC State. And his man was trying to set ball screens out front, and he was doing a great job of talking to Braxton Beverly. Let him know the screen was coming, kind of directing him one side or the other to the screen. You love it when you see a young player talking like that on defense. And Bates was tremendous with his communication there. It helped Beverly out and ultimately led to a turnover on ball reversal when Markel Johnson stepped into the passing lane.
Johnson makes the first of 2 free throws. He has 9 points in today's game. He is now in double figures as he drains the second free throw. He's the Pack's #1 returning scorer. Pack pressing, and once again, the Mount Olive breaks the press. And with the basketball, it's Robinson drives the lane in underneath to Caver. His layup won't go. Tip by Caver, no good. Tip again, no good. Caver gets the ball left side. Will clear it outside to Robinson. Robinson drives to the top of the key. Left wing to Spragley. Spragley drives left baseline. Down he goes. Loose ball. It's covered up there by a Mount Olive player in traffic, and we've got a held ball as covering the ball in the lane was Johnny Hughes. The possession arrow pointing to Mount Olive, so they'll get another crack at it. They'll inbound for the baseline with 9 to shoot. And they throw it deep into the backcourt where once again Darius Spragley collects it. He'll bring it back across. 5 to shoot. Shoots a long straight on 3 over Beverly. Off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Bryce. Outlet to Johnson. And here comes the Wolfpack from right to left. Johnson off a high screen by Bates. Johnson looking. Lost control of the basketball momentarily. Gets it back. Now drives to the left baseline. Steps back. Won't shoot. His pass on the wing is knocked away and deflected out of bounds right into the hands of our engineer David Monlin. C.J. Bryce was the intended receiver, and it was knocked out by Caver.
You could have at least gotten that ball autographed while you had it in your hands, Mon. He looked like he was going to take it home like it's a baseball game. You know, you get a souvenir on a foul ball.
Free foul. Here's Beverly to trigger it in. 16 to shoot. Left sideline, gives it to Johnson. Johnson off Andre slip screen. Will drive now, step back, forces up a long three from the corner. No good over Alan Threakle, and Threakle fouls him. So 2 more free throws coming up for Markel Johnson. Johnson, the Pack's leading scorer with 10. C.J. Bryce has 8 to lead the scoring parade for the Wolfpack. 37-13 Wolfpack with 8:03 to go in the first half. Pack got out to a 13-0 lead and really has never looked back.
Yeah, that was the ultimate bailout foul right there. Treacle's lucky that he's still in the game because he was in great shape defensively. Markel was taking a step back 3 from deep, and that one had no chance, but Treacle still reached in and got him with the foul. And Wolfpack back to the foul line, doing a nice job from the line so far as Markel makes the first couple.
And he'll have one more. He's 4 for 4 from the line, 12 points so far here in the first half. Daniels gets off the state bench, and the third free throw goes down, so he made all 3. Devin Daniels checks in. Markel Johnson goes out along with Andre, and back in is A.J. Taylor for State.
State will try to get a trap here along midcourt, along the sideline in this 2-2-1 if it can.
Treacle inbounds to Robinson down the sideline, almost had it stripped. Cross-court skip pass goes to Hughes. Hughes against Manny Bates, shaking and baking. Now he pulls it out, but maintains the dribble. Now he's going to drive around Bates, right baseline, puts it up. Bates blocks it from behind. Out of bounds with 16 to shoot. It'll be Mount Olive ball when we come back. 7:49 to go in the first half. 40-13. The Wolfpack over the Mount Olive Trojans in the Pack's lone public exhibition game here in the 2019-2020 season. Timeout at PNC Arena. You're listening to Wolfpack basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Saving you money on car insurance has been in Geico's playbook for over 75 years. So after the game, get a quote at geico.com. Geico, so easy, a caveman can do it. NC State leading all the way, blistered out to a 13-0 lead, hasn't looked back. The Pack on top of Mount Olive right now, 39-13. Mount Olive not been able to hang on to the basketball, especially early. Mount Olive is really shaky with the ball. A bunch of turnovers early. NC State converted on the other end off of those turnovers. 11 turnovers right now for Mount Olive. Now, the guy who was creating most of those turnovers early in the game, we've just been told Jericho Helms has gone to the bench with a shoulder injury, not expected to be serious. And we're told that it will be a coach's decision the rest of the way as to whether or not Jericho Helms returns to this game. So it's one of those things. I think Kevin Keats is going to weigh this as, this is an exhibition game because so you don't want to put Jericho Helms in further harm. We can see he's got some towels up over his right shoulder right now, perhaps some ice underneath those towels. But Jericho Helms doesn't have to prove himself. Played a lot last year and certainly played well early in this game.
Mount Olive to trigger it in from the baseline with 16 to shoot. They'll throw it deep into the backcourt, almost stolen away and deflected out of bounds off of the hands of the man that it was supposed to go to cleanly. Darius Spragley, he couldn't control it. Devin Daniels was there defending and really caused another turnover for Mount Olive, number 12 in the game.
And Mount Olive, Gary, has not been able to get anything out of bounds underneath. Every time they've had to throw the ball into the other end of the court.
Daniels on the inbound, drives left side of the lane, lays it up, and he got it. Devin Daniels with 6 points, and now we've got a palming violation in the backcourt against Alan Threakle of Mount Olive against full court pressure by State. So that's another turnover. 13 turnovers for Mount Olive in the game, just 1 for the Wolfpack. 42-13 State. 7:35 to go in the first half. Taylor inbounds from the side and gets it to Beverly. Beverly near the timeline, straight away. Now angles deep left on the dribble. Top of the key, between the rings to Bryce. Bryce off a Dixon screen, drives the lane, has it stripped out of bounds, and apparently was off the body of Bryce on the way out. So that's just the second turnover for State. Mount Olive against full court pressure will trigger it in. Here's Hughes getting it away to Cameron Robinson. Robinson is double teamed. He'll forge ahead anyway. Now throws it across the timeline where Spragley catches. Whips a pass in low to Hughes. Hughes kicks it in the corner. Now outside to Robinson. To Spragley for 3. Deep left wing. No good. Rebound pulled down by Devin Daniels. Here's Daniels for the Wolfpack. Up the left sideline, into the front court. Daniels, top of the key, whips a pass to Taylor. Shot in the air for three. No good, out of the right corner. And Dixon couldn't track down the rebound. It's picked up loose by Threakle. Works it into the front court. Threakle gives it up to Spragley, who drives, shoots a runner, and got it. Spragley's got 7 points to lead Mount Olive. It's 42-15 Wolfpack. Stay with the ball. Here's Daniels bringing it up the left sideline, and he's fouled on a hard bump by Darius Spragley. That'll be his first, and that'll be the 16th foul. Check it, 17th foul on Mount Olive.
Yep, Jericho Helms coming back in, so that's good news. As we were told, it was not an injury that really concerned him over there on the bench, and they've made the determination he's okay. So State's going to go a little bit smaller here. Dixon will step out, and Jericho Helms with this lineup on the floor will end up playing the 5 as Devin Daniels steps up to the line.
So it's Taylor, Beverly, Daniels, Bryce, and Helms on the floor for State. Here's Daniels' free throw up good.
Pack now 10 of 10 for the foul line.
And State at the last time out shooting 62%, 13 out of 21. But just 1 out of 6 from long range. Here is the second free throw. Good by Devin Daniels, who was a 66% free thrower last year. Full court pressure by the Pack. Ball goes into Leland Richardson. His pass ahead is apparently deflected by Bryce. Looked from our angle like it was thrown away. It is thrown. It was thrown away.
And that's not where you want it on the court against that 2-2-1 3-quarter trap. That's where State wants the ball. They were getting ready to set up a trap, but the ball went off the knee of the Mount Olive player out of bounds.
14th Mount Olive turnover. State gets the ball. Here's Beverly in the front court. Deep left to Bryce. Bryce into the corner to Taylor. Taylor can't get off the shot. Pass back to Bryce. Knocked away. Stolen by Mount Olive. Restolen by Bryce. Here's Bryce left wing. Drives around Hughes to the basket. Layup good. C.J. Bryce with 10 points. Mount Olive fast breaks it down the floor. They got it with Threakle, top of the key. Gives it up to Spragley. Left baseline drive. Shut off by Beverly. Pass back out on the wing to Threakle. He'll unload it away to Cameron Robinson. Robinson behind the arc right wing. Gives it up to Threakle. Back to Robinson. Was open. Now he takes one dribble to his right. Forces up a jumper. Good for 2 just inside the arc for Cameron Robinson. His first basket. And it's 46-17. Wolfpack with the ball in the lead. 5:40 to play. First half, clock moving. Here's Daniels with it in the front court. Picked up by Spragley, and Daniels lost the ball over the midcourt line, then tried to go back and get it touched. That's a backcourt violation. And just the third turnover on the Wolfpack.
Well, that was a good job by Johnny Hughes of Mount Olive, stepping out on that ball screen right down the middle of the floor. And he just beat Devin Daniels to the spot. Devin didn't expect him to be there. Very athletic play. Hughes defending on the ball screen out near midcourt, and he forced a turnover.
Threakle and Spragley are out from Mount Olive. They make a change, and on the inbounds pass is knocked away from Hughes. He gets it back, and then he's fouled. And I think it's going to be Taylor. That'll be his second personal for State, and the Wolfpack's 5th foul. 5:29 to go in the half, 46-17. NC State with the lead, and Johnny Hughes will trigger it in. Brown back in at point guard. He'll get the inbounds pass. And last year's Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Year is worked on by the bigger Helms. He'll drive on Helms down the lane. He lays it up in traffic and got it to go. Brown with his second basket, and it's 46-19. And timeout, I believe, called by Kevin Keats.
No, I think Jericho Helms, that shoulder's bothering him again. Tried to come back in the game, and there he was just beat off the dribble. So they're going to put him down towards the end of the bench, and training staff's going to take a look at him.
Manny Bates comes back into the game. Taylor sits down. Pat Andre, the grad transfer sharpshooter, is in now for the Pack. State inbounds the ball. A little bit of man pressure by Mount Olive, and Bryce across the timeline. Now he's trapped along the sideline. Whips it right to the lane to Andre. Turns to his left. Up and under move. Puts it up. Missed the shot. And the rebound is pulled down by Hughes. Gets it away to Brown. Long down the floor to Richardson. Richardson driving. Shoots a runner. Good from the right baseline. Check it. That was Robinson, not Richardson. That's his second basket, and it's 46-21. Pack leading and with the ball. Markel Johnson back in. Long pass in the right corner to Andre. Shot in the air for 3. In and out, no good. It went down and came out, and rebounding is Richardson for Mount Olive. Up the floor to Brown. Now gets it away to Robinson. Now to Richardson, top of the key. Outside to Brown at the point. Brown with 19 to shoot off a Richardson screen. Drives to his left. looking inside. Now he puts his head down the lane he goes. Brown puts it up, partially blocked by Manny Bates. He's got the ball for State. Outlet to Johnson. Markell brings it up the floor for the Wolfpack. Johnson into the front court, steps back, shoots a straight on three. Good over Leland Richardson. Markell Johnson with 16 points.
Yeah, that drag screen in transition. They got a bigger man switched off on Markell Johnson, and for him, he can do whatever he wants in a matchup like that.
49-21 Wolfpack. Mount Olive with the ball. 3:54 to go. Left wing, Hughes with a long desperation three, and he was knocked off his pins. Shot was no good. And we've got a Wolfpack foul on Devin Daniels. That'll be his first, team 6. 3 free throws coming up for Mount Olive when we come back. 3:51 to go in the first half. It's the Pack 49, Mount Olive 21. You're listening to Exhibition NC State basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Michael & Son Services is teaming up with NC State Athletics to bring a little extra warmth this winter by providing a new fully installed Carrier HVAC unit to a deserving family. Know someone in need? Nominate them now at warmthofthepack.com. Jericho Helms now has gone back to the locker room. He injured his shoulder earlier in the game, and he's back there with Ron Cooper, who's in his first year as the men's basketball trainer for NC State. Ron Cooper was at Nevada last year, so he's going from Wolfpack to Wolfpack. And he had a chance to coach the Twins when he was there. But he's in his first year, and now he's working with Jericho Helms back in the locker room.
Foul before the timeout was Johnny Hughes. He'll go to the line for 2. He makes the first one. That's his first point for the 6'8 junior college transfer out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Here's the second one on the way. It's off the back iron. Well, actually, he gets 3 free throws. Second one goes down after it hit the rim, the glass, and back through.
Hughes, Gary, by the way, has 10 rebounds in this game for Mount Olive.
He's played hard, no doubt about it. Here's the third free throw good, so he made all 3 for his first 3 points of the game, and it's 49-24. Full court pressure by Mount Olive. Here's Johnson throwing it up across the timeline. Sideline right to Bryce, and Bryce handling deep on the right side, moves to the middle of the floor. CJ whips it in the corner for Andre. Jump shot in the air for 3, missed it from deep left corner, and Hughes with another rebound. Outlet to Brown. Brown gives it down the floor to Richardson, Mebane, who shoots a long 3, and he missed it. And the rebound pulled down by Bryce. Bryce on the dribble drive, gives it up to Johnson. Straight on 3 by Johnson over Mebane is missed, and Mebane commits a foul. That foul on Mebane will be his second. That'll be team foul number 8.
Well, it's the second time they've done that with Markell Johnson stretched up on a couple of deep threes. But they made contact on the hand for a second time as Markell makes the first free throw. NC State stays perfect at the foul line, 12 of 12.
He'll get 3 free throws as the first one goes down. 17 points in this first half for Markell Johnson. Here's the second one on the way. Finally missed one.
All right, I'll take the blame. He missed it after I said they were 12 of 12. Go ahead.
Didn't have anything to do with it. Didn't have a thing to do with it.
I know.
Here's the third free throw on the way, and it rims in. 18 points down for Markell. 51-24. Wolfpack in command. Full court pressure by State. And with the basketball is Matthias Caver. He'll throw it up across the timeline to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer off the bench. Gives it up to Cameron Robinson. His long 3 is no good. And Manny Bates rebounds for State. To Bryce, down the floor to Johnson. Into the corner to an open Daniels. Shot in the air for 3. Got it.
Great
left corner jumper.
Yeah, great spacing on the break. NC State, everybody running a lane. Getting that transition defense stretched out. Good find there by Markell Johnson for his 4th assist.
And the 4th 3-point basket of the half by State. Pack up by 30 now, 54-24, 2:42 to go. Here's Michael Brown. Whips it past to Caver. Long 3 on the way. Got it as Manny Bates got there late. Caver's first basket. It's a tray, and it's 54-27. Daniels against full court pressure. Inbounds to Andre. To the cutting Bryce. Bryce all the way down the floor. The lob to Manny Bates, and he jams it two-handed. 56-27 State. Mount Olive coming quickly the other way. Here's Brown in the front court. Brown off the screen by Hughes. Whips it to the sideline. Now getting the basketball. Top of the key is Caver. Almost traveled with it. Clears it to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer steps back. Long three on the way. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Bryce. Here's Bryce up the floor. Sideline right. Bryce to the line. Down the lane. Hangs. Fires. A runner off the glass. No good. Bryce gets the deflected rebound. Left block and scores. DJ Bryce on the stick back. He's got 12. 58-27 Wolfpack. 1:47 to go. Michael Brown into the front court for Mount Olive. Trojans were 14-16 last year. They get a lot of people back. Here's Pfeiffer with it near the foul line. Shoots it off balance. Jumper no good. And on the rebound, we've got a whistle. And it's going to go against Hughes. That'll be his second personal. Team foul number 9. And checking into the game for the first time is Max Farthing out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Word of God. He's a walk-on. 6'7", 205, a freshman. Sees his first action. Bates checks out. Danny Dixon back in for State in an exchange of post players. Johnson back to the line again. Free throw on the way. Good. If he makes this next one, he'll have 20 first half points.
Man, he's getting the line a bunch. This would be his 10th free throw of the first half.
It's on the way. Good. So he's 9 out of 10, 20 points here in the first half. 60-27 Wolfpack. Pack pressing. Here's Brown breaking it down the floor. Right wing jumper on the way by Mebane is no good. Check that by Caver is no good. And the Pack's got the rebound. Here's Daniels bringing it up the floor to the Wolfpack from right to left. Here's Daniels driving down the lane against Brown. Puts it up and he's mashed inside by either Hughes or Caver. Let's see who the foul will be on. It'll be on actually Michael Brown. So that'll be his third. So Brown with a reach-in foul before the other contact happened. And they're going to give Daniels 2 free throws. Fouled in the act of shooting. He's 2 for 2 today. 11 points for Devin, who started this game along with Bates, Bryce, Johnson, and Helms. Free throw goes down for Daniels.
Daniels and Bryce are unique talents with their versatility. Between them today, they have 9 rebounds. The other thing they can do is bring the ball up against pressure, and they can turn the corner off ball screens and get in the paint. And NC State's not afraid to set ball screens in transition for either one of them, and they can make plays off the dribble. Daniels made the first free throw, missed the second. Mount Olive's got the ball as Treacle checks in for Brown. He's the point guard. Right wing to Pfeiffer. Down the corner, the ball goes to Caver. On top to Richardson. Or check that, Robinson. Robinson gives it away to Pfeiffer. Now right wing to Treacle. Treacle drives right baseline, kicks it to the opposite side of the floor for Pfeiffer, who pulls up left of the lane, shoots and hits. Pfeiffer has 8 points, and it's 61-29. 44 seconds left in the first half. Here's Bryce bringing it up the right sideline, into the front court for State. Going to go all the way to the basket, shoots a runner, glass and good, and a foul. Well, he's looked like a fifth-year player in this game. There's no question about that. C.J. Bryce coming out with confidence and aggression. And he's done a little bit of everything for NC State. Been really good at attacking the basket there. That time on a full court level. Just beat his man into the paint and drew the contact for a finish. Cameron Robinson with a foul. His first, team's 10th. 2 free throws coming up for Bryce. Or 1 free throw coming up for Bryce on the and one, and it is good. 15 points for Bryce. Daniels will check out. A.J. Taylor has come in for State. So you got a new player, Chase Graham, checking in with Farthing. So there are 2 walk-ons out there with Bryce, Daniels, and Taylor. So Taylor's also a walk-on. There are 3 walk-ons on the floor right now for State for the final 30 seconds of the first half. 64-29 Wolfpack. Here's Treacle driving against Graham. And there's a heavy bump as he gets into the lane. Foul is going to go on Chase Graham of State. That's his first, team's 7th. So 1 and bonus free throw attempt coming up here for Alan Treacle, who has not scored. He's a backup point guard. And came into this game as a 3-point threat. A junior out of Arlington, Virginia. Shot 41% in Conference Carolinas games last year from beyond the 3-point arc. 38% overall. Free throw is up and good.
He shot 80% from the line last year for Mount Olive, and it's 64-30. Pack by 34 points with 25 seconds to go in the half. Alan Treacle's bonus free throw is about to be launched. It's on the way, and in and out, no good. And Danny Dixon saves the rebound from going out of bounds and flips it to Bryce. Bryce will bring it up the floor from right to left. 17 seconds left. Shot clock off. Pack can hold it for the last shot, leading 64-30. Here's C.J. Bryce out near the timeline. He spins, drives the lane, hangs, shoots a runner off the back iron, no good. And it comes to the foul line for Taylor. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound by Mount Olive, and a long shot, about an 80-footer, taken by Caber, and it hit the side of the rim at the horn. And the first half is over. A half dominated by NC State. 64-30 the halftime score. The Pack came out with a lot of pressure on defense, especially Jericho Helm setting the tone with 3 steals in less than 3 minutes in the first half. Pack went out to a 13-0 lead, then increased that to 22-5. But the next time out, it was 26-10. The next time out, 40-13, and it just kept on growing, Tony.
Yeah, and NC State looked like a team that was hungry to come out and play against somebody else for a change and have a chance to play here at PNC Arena in front of these fans. So it's just an exhibition game against an outmanned opponent, but that did not have any impact whatsoever on NC State's effort level, and that really showed up on the defensive end of the floor. The Pack, led by Jericho Helms, was really getting after it on defense, forcing a plethora of turnovers early, scoring off of those turnovers, then recycling the press, forcing Mount Olive, which was very shaky early in this game, to go up against that pressure. And I don't know if you ever throw a knockout punch in a basketball game in the first 6 or 7 minutes, but NC State certainly came close to doing that here. So great start out of the gate by the Pack. Excellent balance, scoring. Bryce and Daniels were great. Markel Johnson doing his thing, 20 points, 4 assists, only 1 turnover, and everybody wanted to see what kind of factor Manny Bates was on defense. Well, we got a taste of it. He had 5 blocks and numerous other shot changes with his presence around the rim.
Pack shot 57% in the first half, forced 14 turnovers. State turned the ball over only 3 times and held Mount Olive to just under 30% shooting for the field in the first half. Pack by 34 at the break in the only public exhibition game of the season for Wolfpack men's basketball. Stay with us. Tony's up next with a halftime show. You're listening to Wolfpack basketball from Learfield IMG College.
With Gary Hunt, Tony Hayes back here at PNC Arena, 64-30, NC State on top of Mount Olive in this exhibition game. And our scoreboard is brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Their fresh pizza, your oven. It's not as crazy as it sounds. To the NFL, scores of interest. Russell Wilson, 9 of 15, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. And his Seahawks are up on Atlanta 24-8. Phillip Rivers trying to do his part for the Chargers. He's 11 of 18, 155 yards. But Chargers down to the Bears 16-7. Jacoby Brissett quarterbacking the Colts, who trail Denver right now 13-3. Jacoby 9 of 15 for 104 yards. Panthers 49ers start at 4. Game 5 of the World Series tonight. Houston Astros, Washington Nationals in D.C. Series had tied at 2 apiece. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to NC State basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Capital Broadcasting's WRAL-FM HD1, Raleigh.
Jericho Helms will not return in the second half for State. Helms was active early, but left the game with a shoulder injury. So NC State down another player. And look at the stats when we return. You're listening to Wolfpack basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Owning an LS tractor is about a lot of things.
For me, it's about lift capacity.
It's about the hydraulics.
Owning an LS, it's about how well it's made.
Steel, baby. More features.
Standard features.
It's about the land. Making it better.
Having something to pass down.
It's about owning the best.
Find your local LS dealer at lstractorusa.com and see what it's about for you.
Hey,
Hey, Harris Teeter shoppers. It's easy to save on fuel with Harris Teeter's new Fuel Points program. Just use your VIC card every time you shop, and you'll earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend on participating items. For every 100 fuel points you earn, you can save 10 cents per gallon on fuel purchases at any Harris Teeter fuel center and participating BP or Amoco location. The more fuel points you earn, the more you can save. Up to $1 per gallon. Terms and conditions apply. Visit harristeeter.com to learn more.
My Harris Teeter.
That's the sound of plugging in an electric vehicle. And that's as loud as it gets. Because EVs are whisper quiet, better for the environment, and even more fun to drive than gas-powered vehicles. The icing on the cake? They also cost less to drive and maintain. Discover your local EV savings from North Carolina's electric cooperatives at ncdriveelectric.com. That's ncdriveelectric.com.
At NC State, our mission is timeless, to prepare our state for what's coming next. And for today's students, we're the smartest investment in North Carolina. From nanomaterials to the tallest pines, we're shaping the landscape and building prosperity, creating and training for the jobs of tomorrow, helping students unlock their potential right here at home and all over the globe. NC State, think and do the extraordinary. Join us at ncsu.edu.
On the Wolfpack Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, Wolfpack Basketball is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers. Check out the adventure-ready Ford Ranger at your Carolina Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of NC State Athletics. Coca-Cola. When you are stocking up for game day, be sure to grab a Coke and share it with a friend. Share a Coke and go pack. And by CPI Security. Protection you can count on. Conveniences you will love. This is Wolfpack Basketball.
So let's take a look inside the numbers, brought to you by CPI Security. Protection you can count on. Conveniences you will love. NC State shooting 57%. The Pack was 20 of 35 overall. 4 of 12 from the three-point line. Knocked down 7 of 17 and 19 free throws. State had a significant advantage at the stripe because Mount Olive was just 5 of 6. Mount Olive shooting 29.7% from the field. 3 of 11 from the three-point arc. Rebounding-wise, Mount Olive with the upper hand, 23 to 22 because of 10 offensive rebounds. State with just 5 offensive rebounds. Turnovers, big part of the story. Mount Olive had 14. NC State scored 20 points off those turnovers. NC State only 3 turnovers in the opening half. Markel Johnson leading the way, 20 points. C.J. Bryce had 15. Devin Daniels, 12 to lead NC State. Manny Bates with 5 block shots for the Pack. Spragley had 7 for Mount Olive. Johnny Hughes came up big on the board. Johnny Hughes for Mount Olive ended up with 12 rebounds, including 3 on the offensive glass, and the Pack is up 64-30. Points in the paint presented by National Coatings, professional, commercial, and industrial painters based in Raleigh. From offices, hotels, shopping centers, and everything in between, you can depend on the integrity, quality, and experience of National Coatings. They cover more than just walls. They cover the nation. For commercial and industrial painting needs, call 855-22-PAINT or visit online at nationalcoatings.com. And NC State, like everything else, pretty much dominated points in the paint, 26-12. So here we go with the second half.
And for State, it'll be Devin Daniels, Manny Bates, C.J. Bryce, Markel Johnson, and Pat Andre taking over for Jericho Helms in the starting lineup. And for the Mount Olive team, it'll be Michael Brown, Cameron Robinson, Johnny Hughes, Matthias Caver, and Jonathan Mebane, the original starting lineup. Bryce inbounds to Johnson. Pack will work at the goal to our right here in the second half. Johnson splits a double team, dives to the left elbow, gives it to Andre, top of the key, pass on the wing, picked off by Mebane. Mebane down the floor to Brown, back to Mebane, broken up by Andre, and stolen away by Markel Johnson. 15 turnovers now for State. Johnson gets it to Andre, long three, good from the right side. That's what this guy does.
And he just needed that one. He had a couple of balls in and out in the first half. but he can stroke in. That one was from deep as he trailed in transition to bury it.
23 points off 15 Mount Olive turnovers. Here's Brown driving. Gets it away to Robinson. Puts it up. Blocked away by Manny Bates into the hands of Brown. Mount Olive maintains possession. Now to Hughes. Hughes right corner. Drives baseline. Shoots and hits over Manny Bates. That was a tough shot by Johnny Hughes, who's got 5. Here comes State the other way, leading 67-32. We're almost 1 minute into the second half. Johnson right wing to Andre. Open turnaround jumper for 3. Bottom for the right side.
Yeah, that's a good point guard, Markel Johnson, working with a hot guy. Little heat check there. Pick and pop. Give it to Andre, who had just made a 3 on the possession before. And just like that, Mount Olive needs a timeout.
70-32, Wolfpack. This will be a full timeout. And we are barely into the second half. Just 1 minute and 10 seconds in. And Mount Olive calls a timeout. 70-32 Wolfpack. You're listening to the Wolfpack Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
When it comes to your favorite team, you've got a lot to be passionate about. Same is true with the all-new adventure-ready Ford Ranger. Once you experience the boundary-pushing off-road tech and legendary Ford toughness, you'll become a big fan of Ranger, too. The only adventure gear built Ford tough. Drive it home. Drive it now. Drive it like a Ford. For great offers on Ranger, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Hey, Harris Teeter shoppers. It's easy to save on fuel with Harris Teeter's new Fuel Points program. Just use your VIC card every time you shop, and you'll earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend on participating items. For every 100 fuel points you earn, you can save 10 cents per gallon on fuel purchases at any Harris Teeter fuel center and participating BP or Amoco location. The more fuel points you earn, the more you can save. Up to $1 per gallon. Terms and conditions apply. Visit harristeeter.com to learn more.
My Harris Teeter.
Remind you that today's game is brought to you by North Carolina's electric cooperatives, driven by service, inspired by innovation. So Pat Andre, we've been raving about his shooting ability. A guy at Lehigh 3 years, shot 42% in the preseason. He's been knocking down everything. Probably a little anxious in the opening half. He missed a couple that were close. But, boy, he's come out here back-to-back, draining threes. And NC State forcing another timeout has opened up the lead to 70-32 over Mount Olive with 18:50 to play in the game. And Mount Olive will be inbounding on the side when we resume here.
It's a 6-2 run for the Wolfpack, thanks to those 2 trays by Andre to start the second half. Pack up by 38, and no change in the Mount Olive or NC State lineup out of the timeout. Here's Robinson, kicks it in the corner to Mebane. Step back 3, good. That was a tough shot right in front of the Mount Olive bench for Jonathan Mebane, a good 3-point shooter last year. And State coming the other way. Here's Andre off a pass from Johnson. Long straight on 3, short. Rebound is kept alive by Bryce, but he can't control it out of bounds as he tried to take it away from Brown on the left baseline and went skittering out of bounds. 20 to shoot for the Wolfpack as Brown touched it last, apparently. Here's the inbound pass. It's knocked away by Johnny Hughes, intended for Manny Bates in front of the Wolfpack bench. Johnson will stand there to inbound it now and gets it to Andre, who hands right back to Markel Johnson. 17 to shoot. Markel puts his head down, dives to the foul line, backs up. Tough turnaround jumper is off, no good, and it's rebounded there by Johnny Hughes. Hughes coming the other way on the dribble drive from right to left, all the way to the basket. Now kicks it in the corner to Robinson. Starts to drive, and his foot touched the sideline as he got the pass, and that's the 16th turnover for Mount Olive. 70-35, packed by 35. It's led by as many as 38. Here's Andre breaking the pass to Bryce. Now to Daniels, right of the lane. Daniels into the paint, all the way to the basket. Left-hand layup good by Devin Daniels. 14 points for him, and it's 72-35 State with 17:55 to go. Here's Brown driving the lane. His pass deflected, stolen away by Daniels. Daniels down the floor. Fast break layup is no good. He was hammered, knocked to the floor, and I think they're going to whistle Johnny Hughes on the foul. Daniels a little bit slow getting up. He has to be helped up, but I think he's going to be all right. Foul is on Hughes. That'll be his third. That will be the second team foul on Mount Olive here in the second half.
Well, again, Devin Daniels, C.J. Bryce, Markel Johnson, you name it. They all can make plays in the open floor with the basketball in their hands. And Daniels, I mean, everything's a green light for him to take it to the basket. 2 possessions in a row. That time in transition. The previous possession, NC State did a great job of moving the ball against the press, putting Daniels in a position where he could drive the wall all the way in and score with the left hand. And here he steps up and makes first free throw.
Jeremiah Pfeiffer's now in the game. Junior college transfer out of Guilford Tech Community College in Eden, North Carolina. A 3-point threat for Mount Olive. We saw him in the first half. Daniels makes the second free throw. He got them both. 16 points for Devin, who steals the inbounds pass. Here's Daniels. Left of the lane. Cross court to DeAndre. Right baseline drive. Scoop to the hoop. Got it.
Well, nice job. Markel Johnson and Devin Daniels worked a switch with the man-to-man pressure in the backcourt. And Daniels stepped right in front of the inbounds pass for the steal.
8 second half points for Andre. Here's Robinson driving the lane. Hughes puts it up, blocked away by Manny Bates. Whistle blows. And the foul is going to go against the aforementioned Bates. Check it. Daniels on the foul. That's his second. And the first team foul on NC State here in the second half. And it'll put Johnny Hughes at the foul line. He's 3 for 3 today. There, 5 points in the game. Shot is up good. Johnny Hughes at halftime had 12 rebounds.
Well, B.J. Anya was a great shot blocker for NC State, no doubt. But I'll tell you, Manny Bates, with his athleticism, he can go places above the rim that we didn't see B.J. Anya go. And they're assigned his entire arm was way above the iron.
Hughes made both free throws. 76-37. Wolfpack with the ball in the lead. Here's Johnson behind the arc right wing. 17 to shoot. Johnson against Hughes. Dumps it down low to Bates. Bates near the right block. Cross-court skip past Andre. Puts it on the deck. Andre driving. Shoots the off-balance jumper for the baseline. No good. And it's rebounded there by Mebane. Jonathan Mebane coming the other way from Mount Olive. Has it knocked away by Bryce. Stolen by Andre. Long down the floor to Johnson. Leaves it off for Bryce. Jams it. C.J. Bryce with 17 points. Mount Olive trying to fast break it down the floor, but the Pack gets back quickly on defense. And holding is Robinson. Kicks it in the corner for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer to the high post, and Hughes tried to drive, put it up against Manny Bates. Bates blocks the shot. Down goes Hughes. Whistle blows. And what's the call? It's on Bates again. His second. 2 quick ones on him. He's got both of the team fouls for State here in the second half. 78-37 Wolfpack. 16:38 to play in the game. As Johnny Hughes, who made 2 free throws at the line just a moment ago, is back there again. Shots up good. 8 points for Hughes. 6 of them from the charity stripe. Andre leaves. And A.J. Taylor, the redshirt sophomore walk-on from Southwest Mississippi Community College, comes into the game. Second free throw is up and good by Johnny Hughes. Into the game now for Mount Olive as Mebane checks out. As Darius Spragley, we saw him quite a bit. He had 7 first-half points for Mount Olive. He's making his first second-half appearance. Here's Brown guarding C.J. Bryce as he brings it up the floor from left to right. Here's Bryce, top of the key. Hughes switches off on him now. Bryce is going to drive on Hughes, kicks it in the corner for Taylor. He looked like he went up, but he didn't leave the floor. Now he puts it on the floor, drives left baseline, shot won't go. Rebounded by Mount Olive. Here's Brown, down the floor to Spragley. He almost threw it away, but Robinson gets it down to Hughes for an open straight on 3. It rattles off the rim, no good. Tipped in, and I'm not sure who got it in traffic. I think it was Pfeiffer, who has 10 points. State coming the other way, 78-41. State leads, 15:58 to go. Johnson deep left. Bates will set the pick, and rejecting it is Johnson, who drives the corner, forces up a jumper for 3, no good. Rebound fought for, and it's Manny Bates who gets it. His hook shot won't go, but Taylor picks up the loose change on the right baseline, turns to his left, goes to the basket, and the whistle blows. And the foul is going to go against Spragley. That's his second, and the team's third. It'll be State ball with 17 to shoot when we come back. 15:41 to go, second half. The Pack's only public exhibition game of the season, and the Pack is in command. It's NC State 78, Mount Olive 41. You're listening to Wolfpack Basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Hey, Harris Teeter shoppers. It's easy to save on fuel with Harris Teeter's new Fuel Points program. Just use your VIC card every time you shop, and you'll earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend on participating items. For every 100 fuel points you earn, you can save 10 cents per gallon on fuel purchases at any Harris Teeter fuel center and participating BP or Amoco location. The more fuel points you earn, the more you can save. Up to $1 per gallon. Terms and conditions apply. Visit harristeeter.com to learn more.
My Harris Teeter.
Hello, I'm John Heister for John Heister Chevrolet. Customers tell us the best part of owning a vehicle is when you first purchase it. And the worst part is when you have to take a half a day or a day off to bring it in for service. Well, we've solved that. We've created an app you can download on your phone, click Valet Service. We'll come to your house or office, pick your vehicle up, bring it in, diagnose it, give you video confirmation for everything we do. You authorize it online and we bring it back to you. So we used to say, get off your keister and come to Heister. But now we're getting off our keister and bringing Heister to you. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Do you know that your dental health could impact your physical performance? I'm Dr. Kevin Nishant, founder of New Image Surgical and Dental Implant Center. At New Image, we treat the elite athletes in the triangle with their oral surgery needs. We can help you with your wisdom teeth and dental implants to get you back in the game.
The New Image doctors are the official oral surgeons of the Wolfpack and Carolina Hurricanes. They're the trusted name in dental implants and wisdom teeth. Visit New Image at ncimplant.com or one of their convenient triangle locations.
Harris Teeter is excited to announce the new Vic Rewards program where valued customers can earn fuel points just for shopping at Harris Teeter. For every 100 fuel points you earn, you can save 10 cents per gallon on fuel purchases at Harris Teeter fuel centers and participating BP and Amoco stations. Visit harristeeter.com for more information. Gary, I used fuel points on the way up here this morning. I got it for $2.12.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Back inbounds out of the timeout. Here's Johnson getting it down low to Andre. Is sweeping hook, glass and good. Andre's come alive here in the second half. 10 of his 14 points have come in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Here's Michael Brown coming up the floor from right to left for Mount Olive. He's met by Price. Now Andre switches off on the smaller guard. He whips a pass on the right wing to Robinson. Now outside to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer right of the lane to Johnny Hughes. Hughes ducks up, puts up the shot under pressure by C.J. Bryce. Missed it. Rebound comes to Taylor to Johnson. Now to Bryce. Into the corner for Daniels, who drives. Kicks it right corner to Andre. Now to Johnson. And Johnson starts to drive against Pfeiffer and travels. So it's a rare turnover for the Wolfpack. State only has 5 turnovers in the game to this half. 19 turnovers for Mount Olive. 80-41. Wolfpack leading. Mount Olive ball with just under 15 minutes to play. Here in the Pack's lone public exhibition game. Here's Brown driving on Andre. Lost the ball, got it back. Now whips it out back to Cameron Robinson. Robinson will drive on Bryce to the elbow. Off balance jumper, good, but a foul before the shot apparently. And now it's an offensive foul away from the ball on Hughes. That'll be his 4th. And that'll be the team's 4th, pardon me, here in the second half.
Mount Olive, a lot of small players, interchangeable parts, so NC State is switching just about every screen each time down.
Here's Daniels into the front court for the Wolfpack, controlling the basketball. State has an 80-41 lead, 14 and a half minutes to play. Daniels driving right baseline against Caver. Now cross-court skip pass to Johnson. He'll rise, he'll fire 3 over Brown, no good. Rebound Caver for Mount Olive. And he clears it to Robinson. Robinson quickly up the floor from right to left and gets it away to Brown. Brown top of the key off a Caber screen. Jump back 3-pointers from straight on. No good by Brown. And the rebound is taken there by Bryce on a deflection. Here's Bryce up the floor. Driving to the basket. Scoop to the hoop. He got it in a foul. I think it's going to be a blocking foul on Caver. Bryce now with 19 points and a chance for 20 in this game.
Bryce and Daniels, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. We've been talking about it all day. They get the ball in their hands in the backcourt, especially if they get a defensive rebound, and both of them have done a nice job on the defensive boards today. They're going to look ahead and make a beeline to the other end of the floor. They see Mount Olive's players backs to them, trying to retreat in transition, and Both of them, Bryce and Daniels, just good enough to create shots in transition. They've done it all day.
Bryce makes the free throw. He becomes the second 20-point scorer for the Pack today as Johnson has 21. State leads 83-41. Mount Olive basketball. Here's Robinson driving on Andre to the basket. He fires up a runner and it banks in.
Yeah, and that was one of those switches where Andre switched off on a very small player, a point guard, and just a good decision there to go all the way to the rim.
Here's Markel Johnson beating man pressure and driving past the defender all the way to the bucket. Puts it up, stripped away by Pfeiffer. And we're going to have a reach-in foul on Jeremiah Pfeiffer. That'll be his first, and that should be officially the team's fifth. So Mount Olive, the fouls are mounting up. The turnovers have already mounted up. They've got, by my last count, which is unofficial, I had 19, which has been a big story in this game. Here's Johnson's free throw on the way. Good. Markel now with 22 points. Preseason second team All-ACC. Markel Johnson led the team last year in assists. He's the #1 returning scorer and was really hot the last 9 games of the season last year. He averaged more than 17 points, shot 44% from long range. Here's the second free throw, good. And it's 85-43 Wolfpack, 13.5 minutes to go. Here's Cam Robinson up the floor for Mount Olive. Robinson driving. He's cut off on a double team. Maintains the dribble with 20 to shoot at the point. Now he'll hand off to the point guard Brown. Brown off the screen by Caber. Flips it back to Robinson. Now left wing to Pfeiffer for 3. Got it as Taylor got there late. Pfeiffer with 13 points. That's his third 3 of the game for Mount Olive, and it's 85-46. Pack with the ball in the lead. 13:08 to go, and the clock moving here at PNC Arena. Johnson yo-yoing the basketball across the timeline. Picked up there by Spragley. Now on a switch. Robinson gets Johnson. He drives around him and palms the basketball on the way. So it's a 6th turnover against the Wolfpack. Bill Covington Jr. making the call. And whistle blows, and we're going to have Johnson coming out of the game now. And Chase Graham is in the game, so is Max Farthing. So 3 walk-ons are in there now. Graham, Taylor, and Farthing for State to join Andre and Bryce. So Bryce, the only returning player on the floor right now for State, but hang on. Here comes Devin Daniels in for Bryce. So that's going to be Daniels, the only guy with experience on the floor. Experience in an NC State uniform, I should say.
Well, Markel Johnson right now, 24 points, 8 assists. I don't know if we'll see him again the rest of the way because 2 assists shy of a double-double.
Here's Johnson driving, and Robinson driving, I should say. And he throws a cross-court skip pass in the right corner and air mails it out of bounds. So it's another turnover for Mount Olive. I've got him for 20. 85-46. State leading. Here's Taylor getting it into Daniels. Daniels guarded by Robinson. Will bring it up the floor. Sideline left into the front court. Taylor will screen. And Daniels will be picked up on a switch now by Pfeiffer. Daniels crossover dribble down the lane. He goes layup good. What a move by Devin Daniels. 18 for Daniels. And it's 87-46 Wolfpack. Brown in the front court for Mount Olive. Gets a screen from Caber. Now away to Robinson. To Caber, right of the lane. Cross-court skip pass to an open new man of the game, Cole Johnson, who fires one up for 3 from three-point range from the left corner and misses. And the rebound comes to Chase Graham. Graham away to Daniels. Daniels drives all the way into the lane, kicks it out to Taylor for 3. His right wing bomb won't go, and it's rebounded by Mount Olive. Outlet pass comes to Robinson. Robinson down the floor, gives to the trailer Pfeiffer. Now back to Robinson, top of the key, in low, and then the pass is sent out onto the wing for a long jump shot by Pfeiffer, no good. And Daniels clears for NC State. Daniels on the dribble drive into the front court. 11:42 to play in the game. Behind the back pass to Andre. Long straight on 3 on the way. It's short, and the rebound pulled down by Brown from Mount Olive. Brown coming quickly the other way. Left wing, ball going to Johnson. Now to the top of the key, and Caver outside to Robinson for 3. His shot won't go, and tracking down the rebound is Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer stops, fakes, fires, and got it. A 2-pointer from the right side. Timeout, Mount Olive. Jeremiah Pfeiffer with 15 points. And 11 of them here, I should say 9 of them here in the second half. And is this going to be a full timeout? Yes, it will be. It's the under 12 timeout. 11:18 to play in the game. Exhibition basketball from PNC Arena with a score. NC State 87, Mount Olive 48. This is the Wolfpack Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
All packed here in this exhibition game. NC State leading Mount Olive 87-48. We have 11:18 remaining in this one from PNC Arena. NC State shooting 47% in the second half, but 53% overall for the game as the Pack has knocked down 29 of 55 shots. That includes 7 of 19 from the three-point line. A reminder, Coca-Cola and the Wolfpack are teaming up to collect new toys and donations for the U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots campaign. Fans are asked to donate cash or a new unwrapped toy at the men's basketball game against Wisconsin. That'll be on December 4th. You can brighten the holiday season for a deserving child, and we certainly appreciate the support. Great tandem each year, NC State Athletics, Toys for Tots, and Coca-Cola working together for a very, very good cause. Wolfpack with 4 in double figures, led by Markel Johnson's 22 points. He also has 8 assists.
Graham, Taylor, Farthing, Daniels, and Pat Andre are on the floor for State. Full court pressure by Mount Olive. Ball goes into Daniels. They trap him in the corner. Back to the inbounder, Taylor. Taylor throws it up across the timeline to Farthing. Farthing double teamed. He'll drive the basket. Stops, pops, misses the 6-footer. And the rebound is pulled down on a deflection by Brown. Brown from Mount Olive down the floor to Robinson. Fast break layup partially blocked off the rim. No good. Loose ball out of bounds. It'll belong to State. 11 minutes and 1 second remaining in this exhibition game. 87-48 Wolfpack. Pack led at the break 64-30. Second half shooting 46% for Mount Olive, 47 for NC State. So the Trojans are shooting a little bit better here in the second half, but they can't make up a whole lot of ground as the Pack is up big.
Well, they're not going to change the way they play. I mean, they're coming out here with pressure. I'm talking about Mount Olive. That's where Mount Olive and NC State have some similarities. They're going to keep the pressure on regardless of score, time, game situation. You see Mount Olive here well behind in this game, and they're going to press. But they were pressing from the outset.
Here's Taylor getting it into Daniels. Let's see if they try to trap him. They do not, and Daniels will work it up the floor against Robinson and get it across the timeline. 22 to shoot. Here's Daniels driving right wing. Now backs up, comes to the point. He's switched, and Hughes has him. He'll drive on Hughes into the lane, throws up a runner, missed the shot. A player's knocked down in the lane, Pfeiffer. But Hughes is going to get the foul, and he's just fouled out of the game according to my score sheet. We'll see if that indeed is his 5th foul. And that will be team foul number 6 on Pfeiffer. And coming in for Hughes, who's been a rebounder extraordinaire for Pfeiffer, is Calvin Washington, a 6'6" freshman out of Britt High in Fayetteville for Mount Olive. Here's Daniels at the line. First free throw is up, rim's off, no good.
Hughes 1 for 9 for the field, but 13 rebounds, as you said. He's been really good. 10 of those defensive rebounds as Devin Daniels will try to get the back end here, and he's been tremendous in this game all around with his play.
He fires up the free throw, good. 19 points now for Devin Daniels, who had 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 steals last season against Boston College on February 20th, so he's capable of some big games. Daniels comes out, Markel Johnson back in. Here's Brown into the front court, all the way to the basket, kicks it into the corner to Johnson. Now on top to Pfeiffer, who launches a shot just inside the arc, straight away, no good. Graham with the rebound. Graham all the way down the floor for State. The walk-on gives it away to Taylor. Walk-on to walk-on. Taylor curls right of the lane, fires one up with the right hand, no good. Bates in the follow-up and in. 8 points for Manny Bates, and it's 90-48. 10-17 to go. I dare say the Pack's going to get over the century mark in this one. Here's Brown for Mount Olive. Right wing to Cameron Robinson. Now they whip it around the corner to Johnson. Now down low to Washington. He drives, scores.
Wow, what a quick move on Manny Bates there. Bates did not expect that. And a smaller, quicker player put it on the deck with a little spin move and got to the other side of the rim on the reverse.
Calvin Washington, the team's lone incoming freshman, scores right there to make it 90-50. Pack by 40. Here's Johnson for State. Top of the key. Johnson bounces it outside to Chase Graham. Graham out of Athens, drive high in Raleigh, one of the 3 walk-ons for State. He will drive all the way to the basket, scoop to the hoop, high off the glass, can't get it to go, and he's fouled there by Pfeiffer. That'll be second on Pfeiffer, and Chase Graham will go to the line for 2 free throws. So the Athens drive grad gets a chance to score some points here with 9:33 remaining on the clock, and State up 90-50. Our next broadcast of Wolfpack Sports will be Saturday, November 2nd. The Pack football team will visit Wake Forest. The Lowe's Foods countdown to kickoff begins at 10 a.m. Kickoff after 12 noon. Graham misses the free throw. Now Farthing will check out. C.J. Bryce comes on for State. And Graham readies for his second free throw. Let's see if he can knock this one down. Shots in the air, good. 91-50. State leads. Mount Olive ball, 9.5 minutes to play. Robinson into the front court. Gets a high screen. Now throws it to Pfeiffer, who drills a long 3 from the right side. 18 points now for Jeremiah Pfeiffer. He is the leading scorer by far for Mount Olive. 91-53. State leads and has the ball. Here's Johnson with it at the point, top of the key. Johnson, right wing to Graham. Graham lobs down low for Manny Bates. He's double teamed. Will try to force a pass to the opposite post. It is stripped and stolen away, but the man who stole it in traffic is down. I can't make him out, but it's going to be a held ball. And Mount Olive will get it on the alternate possession.
As Cole Johnson had hit the deck, give him credit. Loose ball, the first man down to the floor usually is going to have the best chance to get possession of the ball, and that's what Johnson did.
91-53. Here's Brown, step back jumper just inside the arc over Graham. It's short, and Taylor with a rebound for State. Outlet to Johnson from left to right. He's into the front court. Markell dumps it to Graham. Graham, long 35-footer is off the almost off the board. No good. It barely ticked the rim, and the rebound comes to Cole Johnson. Johnson will bring it up the floor for Mount Olive. 8.5 minutes to go. State up 91-53. Brown gets the pass from Johnson. High screen set by Washington, who gets the pass down low. Right of the lane. Step back jumper by Washington is rimming off, no good. And Johnson's got the board for NC State. Here's Johnson up the floor. Right sideline for the Wolfpack. Brown picks him up. He drives to the top of the key. Now Washington switches off on him. Long 3 is short. And the deep rebound comes to Jeremiah Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer down the floor. Left wing to Robinson. In underneath to Washington. Kicks it outside to Johnson for a 3-ball. Good from the right side by Cole Johnson. 91-56. And Pfeiffer, I should say, Mount Olive playing a little bit better here in the second half. 91-56 State. Pack owns the ball. 7:45 to go. Johnson gets a high screen from Manny Bates. He is stripped, and he gets the ball back on the floor, tries to clear it, and it's stolen away by Robinson. Long down the floor to Brown. He will jam it.
NC State's really lost his focus on the offensive end of the court here. A couple of possessions that resulted in really deep contested threes. Markell trying to get a split on the ball screen. That time, turn it over.
Here's Johnson in the front court, gives it to Bryce. Bryce drives, lobs for Bates, and he jams it in. On the alley-oop jam, Manny Bates now has 10 points, and it's 93-58 Wolfpack, 7:08 remaining. Mount Olive basketball. Pack led at the break by 34 points and is well in command right now as Mount Olive whips it around the perimeter for a long 3 by Pfeiffer. He got it right side deep. 21 points for Pfeiffer. That's his 5th 3 of the game. And it's 93-61, 6:46 to go. State with the ball in the lead. Here's Johnson off a Bates screen. Will drive to the top of the key. Washington, the freshman, picks up Johnson, who whips it to Bryce. Bryce, top of the key now, will put his head down. He'll spin to the foul line and dump it to the cutting Taylor for a 2-hand jam. A.J. Taylor's first basket. And it's 95-61. 6:23 to go. Mount Olive ball. Here's Cameron Robinson with it. Robinson left wing. He'll drive all the way underneath the basket. Tried to throw it out on the wing where Bryce picks it off. Bryce up the floor to Johnson all alone. Trying to windmill jam and missed the shot, but did Bryce step on the sideline before the pass? Nope, we got a foul, and it's going to go on Jeremiah Pfeiffer. That'll be his 3rd. And the Pack will be at the line, as that's the 17th foul on Mount Olive here in the second half when we come back. 95-61. Back up big, and it's only exhibition game of the season before the public. 6:13 remaining in the game. This is the Wolfpack Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
With Gary Hunt, Tony Haynes back at PNC Arena. Wolfpack trying to close this one out. 6:14 to play, and stayed up on Mount Olive 95-61. The Wolfpack's biggest lead has been 42. Markel Johnson, a splendid game for NC State. 24 points, 9 assists. He is 11 of 12 from the field as Markel, but he's gotten plenty of help, especially at the wings today. C.J. Bryce has 20 points and 7 rebounds. Devin Daniels, 19 points, 6 rebounds. Also, you look at Bryce and Daniels, their floor game between them, they also have 7 assists. So I go back to what we were talking about earlier. The versatility of those two guys really makes them unique, and they're normally on the floor at the same time. Today they've kind of alternated and interchanged a little bit, but just like everything that they bring to the floor, especially as upperclassmen, guys have been in a lot of battles during their careers. So NC State up 95-61 as Mount Olive inbounds on the side.
Mount Olive actually out shooting the Pack here in the second half. 11 out of 22, 50%. The Pack shooting 46%. Mount Olive's Brown has it off the inbound. Gives it away to Mebane, who hits a deep three. This one was beyond the between the logo and the top of the key. And Mebane knocks it down, his second three of the game. Full court pressure by Mount Olive. Ball goes into Andre. He leaves off a pass for Johnson. And a whistle blows, and I think they're going to whistle Markel Johnson. Check it, Andre with an offensive foul.
Looked like a moving screen off that handoff in the back court. Andre didn't think so. Questions the call, but a turnover for State.
His first, team's third. Here's Washington off the inbound. Turnaround jumper from just inside the right elbow. No good. And Johnson clears for State. He gets his 10th assist. He'll have a double-double today. Here's Daniels getting it to Bryce, top of the key. Bryce spins down the lane, stops, pops, shoots just inside the foul line. No good. Ball tipped back to Bryce. Outside to Daniels for three. Left wing, no good. There's a race to get the basketball. Andre saves it in bounds, but he saves it to Mount Olive's Washington. To Brown down the floor to Mebane. Shoots another deep three and hits it. Mebane, a couple of deep threes in a row. He's got 9 points on 3 threes, all in the second half. 95-67 State. Back with the ball, and as Daniels had it in front of the Wolfpack bench in the front court, he was double teamed, and we've got a Mount Olive foul. That will be the 8th team foul on Mount Olive, and Michael Brown commits his 4th foul. We understand that Johnny Hughes did not foul out of the game officially. He has 4 fouls. He could come back into the game if Joey Higginbotham, the head coach of Mount Olive, deems that necessary at this point. 5:14 to go in the game. 95-67 Wolfpack. Devin Daniels, who has 19 points at the line, make it 20 as he gets the free throw.
Mebane really gotten hot lately. Some of these shots have come from near Mebane. Some deep threes. Or at least, Graham or something like that.
Somewhere in Alamance County. Here is Daniels' second free throw. Won't go. And the rebound is pulled down by Mount Olive, and Mebane gets it to Brown. Mebane's the hot guy. Brown knows it, but Brown is double teamed by Andre and Johnson, and I think Markel Johnson's going to be whistled for a foul here. Up, check it. They give it to Andre. Pat Andre with his second. That'll be the 4th team foul on NC State. 96-67. Pack leading. 5:07 to go. And Manny Bates will check out of the game now for State. Taylor is in. And inbounding from the side. Mount Olive. Here's Brown getting in the backcourt, bringing it back across, giving it away to Johnson. Straight on three on the way by Johnson. Good as Bryce out there late. Told Johnson's second three of the half. Johnson, a 6'5" sophomore transfer from Catawba Valley Community College. His first year in the Mount Olive program. 96-69 State. 4:45 to go. Johnson between the rings. Johnson drives near the left elbow. Step back jumper. Good for 2 by Markel Johnson. Johnson with 24 points. And here's Johnson on a steal. Coming the other way. And hang on a second. He palmed the basketball as he crossed midcourt, says Bill Covington. So it's another turnover for the Wolfpack. State's 10th of the game. So play's gotten a little sloppy on the State side here as we move along in the second half. Pack only had 3 turnovers at halftime.
Yeah, and it's not shocking. It's got a little sloppy with this deficit on the scoreboard. Now you got different combinations out on the court, different combinations we saw earlier in the game.
Brown from Mount Olive drives on Andre, kicks it outside to Pfeiffer. A long 3 won't go. Pfeiffer with 21 points today. Missed that shot. State's got it. Bryce into the front court. Gives it up to Markel Johnson. 20 to shoot, 4:08 to go. Johnson, right wing pass to Daniels. Daniels looks inside. He's trying to get it to Taylor. Taylor screens. Taylor was open for an instant. Here's Daniels driving the lane. Kicks it out for the left wing 3 by Johnson. No good. Tipped by Andre. No good. And the rebound is controlled by Brown. Brown all the way down the floor to Washington. Missed the jam block from behind by Daniels. Picked up in the corner by Nevin. He fires up a 3. He missed it. Loose ball. And Bryce has got it for State. Here's Bryce up the floor. Almost stripped at midcourt by Brown. Gets it to Daniels. Daniels in the corner to Johnson. And now timeout, NC State. The Pack will take a 30-second timeout as Kevin Keats wants to get this group organized on the floor. We're under 4 minutes to play in this game, so this may be the under 4 timeout, and it will be, so we'll take it with them. 3:28 to go in the game, 98-69. State leads Mount Olive. Exhibition basketball from PNC Arena. And there's time out of the floor. This is NC State basketball from Learfield IMG College.
While your team is protecting the paint, let CPI Security protect your home. CPI integrates your security and smart home devices to create a customized system to fit your lifestyle. Make CPI yours today by calling 800-CPI-7191 for a special offer, including free installation on a complete InTouch security system. Or visit CPISecurity.com today. CPI Security. Protection you can count on. Conveniences you'll love. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
At Booking.com, there's a booking for every Wolfpack fan. Like the fan who always gets ketchup on a shirt who needs an apartment with a washing machine. Or the couple who needs a villa with separate rooms because game day superstitions are very real. Or the fan who likes to splurge on courtside seats that cost as much as a student loan payment. He'll take the budget hotel. Thank you very much. From hotels to vacation homes, Booking.com is an accommodation for every NC State fan. Book now at Booking.com. Proud accommodation sponsor of NC State Athletics.
.69, NC State up on Mount Olive here. This exhibition game. Next time the Wolfpack takes this floor, it'll be the ACC opener against Georgia Tech on November 5th. Mount Olive has really gotten it going from the three-point line here in the second half. 7 of 14 for 50%. Markel Johnson was called for his second, I think his third palming violation by Bill Covington. During the timeout, he was talking to Bill Covington about that, because one thing Markel does, he gives you a little shimmy and a shake, and with the way he moves his shoulders and his body parts, a little stop-and-go moves that are designed to fool the defenders. I think his case was that's kind of part of the way he moves his body, and I think he's convinced that Bill Covington was deceived a little bit as well by calling those palming violations. But, you know, a smart move on him, getting an explanation on that now in an exhibition game so you don't make those mistakes later in the season.
Bryce, Graham, Taylor, Farthing, and Andre on the floor for State. Here's Farthing with it behind the arc right wing to Taylor at the high post. Down low on the right baseline to Andre to Graham, and he drains the 15-foot left wing jumper. Chase Graham with his first basket, 3 points for him. 100-69, the Packs hit the century mark with 3:05 to go. Mount Olive with the basketball. Johnson left wing on top to Mevin. Mevin trying to get it down low. Pass deflected. Stolen away by C.J. Bryce. Here's Bryce up the floor from left to right. Bryce with 2:50 to play. Driving, hangs right of the lane, shoots and hits off the glass. Bryce with 22 points. 3 Wolfpack players have 20 or more today. Johnson, Bryce, and Daniels. 102-69 Pack. 2:37 to go. Washington with a basketball, and he shakes and bakes, and he gets off a shot just right of the key, and he drains it. That's a 2-pointer for Calvin Washington. lone returning incoming, the team's lone incoming freshman at Mount Olive. 102-71 the score. Here's Bryce rising, firing a jumper from the left wing, no good. And on the rebound, it's taken by Johnson. Johnson brings it up the floor. He'll rise. He'll fire a three. It's in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound. Bryce has got it for State. 2 minutes to play in the game. Bryce into the front court. Left wing to Farthing. Farthing not open to Andre. Back to Farthing. And now he'll clear it to C.J. Bryce. 18 to shoot, 1:52 to go. Bryce off a Farthing screen will drive to the top. Kicks it in the corner for Taylor's jumper for three. Good by A.J. Taylor. 5 points for Taylor on a 2 and a 3, and it's 105-71 with 1:38 to go. Brown gives it up to Johnson. Now right wing to Mebane. Mebane drives into the lane. Tough shot. He got it off the glass, but it hits the rim and rolls off. And the rebound pulled down by Farthing to Bryce. Bryce down the floor for the Wolfpack. In the corner to Farthing. Jump shot in the air for three. Good from the left side for Max Farthing. And now every player available for State today has scored, and Mount Olive throws it away in a fast break opportunity on a long length of the floor pass from Brown, intending it for Washington, and it's sailed over his head, and it's another turnover. At least 22 of them in this game for 24 of them, I should say, in this game from Mount Olive.
Nice penetration and dish for a three by C.J. Bryce, who's doing a little bit of everything. He has a double-double now, 20 points and 10 rebounds. And on that three on the other end, he also picked up his fourth assist. So he's just had a terrific game all around.
Mebane and Brown now leave the Mount Olive lineup. Jalen Signal, a 5'11 sophomore, is in for Mount Olive. State has the basketball. Here's C.J. Bryce. Off a screen by Taylor. Pick and roll. Back to Taylor. Layup good on a reverse. A.J. Taylor gets another 2 points. 7 points for him. 110-71 State. Into the game, Alan Threakle, the backup point guard. Threakle driving, right baseline. Kicks it left wing for a jumper for three by Cole Johnson, no good. Rebounded by Washington, back up off the rim, no. And a whistle and a foul on State. It'll be Pat Andre, his third personal. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Wolfpack. 2 shots coming up here for Calvin Washington, who's shown us something, Tony, coming off the bench as a freshman out of Britt High and Fayetteville from Mount Olive. Got some athletic ability. Here's a free throw, good.
You know, I think these guys were a little bit nervous. I'm told during their shoot-around when they came in earlier today that they were all kind of starry-eyed looking around the arena because they don't play in arenas this large. And that kind of showed with the way they played over the first 10 minutes. But they've now acclimated, and Mount Olive has continued to fight and play hard here in the second half, and they played much better.
Washington makes both free throws to make it 110-73. NC State back with the ball. 38 seconds left to go. 23 to shoot. Bryce not double-teamed on the sideline. He'll bring it to the point. CJ guarded by Pfeiffer. He'll drive on him now to the basket. Now throws it cross court to Andre. Long three on the way. Got it from the left side.
I tell you, Bryce has been piling up the assists here over the last couple of minutes. That's his 6th.
17 for Andre. Here's Washington working off a pass from Johnson, and he stripped, stolen away by Farthing. 25 turnovers for Mount Olive. 13 seconds left. The Pack will just try to dribble out the clock here and get out of here with a 113-73 win. It'll be a 40-point win, 2-1. There's the horn. The Pack led by as many as 42 and wins by 40, and it's only public exhibition game of the season. Final score, State 113 and Mount Olive 73. Pack turned up the defense early, as Tony mentioned. Mount Olive coming out with a little bit of the starry eye and the case of the jitters. Jericho Helms had 3 steals right off the bat within the first 5 minutes of play, and State at the 17-21 mark led 13-0. At the 14-32 mark led 22-5.